News 46 is brought to you by Affiliated Chiropractic and Physical Therapy, specializing in comprehensive accident rehabilitation. Our goal is to create the individual treatment plan that will restore your health and end pain. Come in for your free consultation. Call 775-727-8900. Pahrumph's #1 media source for local news, weather, and sports.
Good evening. It's Thursday, February 10th, 2011. I'm Rick Vale.
And I'm Rhonda Van Winkle for News 46. Topping our news this evening, a News 46 exclusive interview with Sharon Broadhead. She talked with Deanna O'Donnell off camera about the horrible fire that claimed the lives of 4 victims.
I'm here on Prospector, where 4 lives were tragically taken due to a structure fire. We're going to speak to Anthony and Sharon Broadhead about their 3 children and Sharon's friend. We're going to speak to them about 6-year-old Brandon, 4-year-old Zachary, and 1-year-old Elliot, as well as 26-year-old Crystal Smiley. Anthony and Sharon did not want to go on camera, but they did want to put the word out there, and as you may know, News 46 has a long-time standing relationship with the Broadhead family, and before we start, we'd like to extend our deepest condolences to all of the families affected.
My friend said, they say there's couches on fire, and I went and I ran and I tried to grab a little extinguisher, and I didn't even know how to open it.
So you had a small fire extinguisher?
And I tried running around the couch, but then the flames were so hot that I was getting burned. And I could hear one of the children run to the room and slam the door. So the only thing I could think of doing was running outside and breaking windows and trying to get them to come to me.
So the fire was pretty intense at that moment.
When I stayed, it went from small to a large within like a blink of an eye, and every time I stood up I couldn't breathe, and then I ducked down, and then I noticed that one of my windows wasn't locked. I pushed it open for air, and I went to reach my friend, and I couldn't find her.
This was the friend that was staying at the house. What is her name?
Crystal.
She was living with you?
No, she's a real close friend of mine.
She was the one that told you about the fire originally?
Yes. She said, "Oh my God, the couch is on fire," and I said, "I know." She actually called 911. I didn't even reach for my phone.
So you weren't able to get to the children at that point. You were outside the home. What did you do then?
I was outside the home. I grabbed bricks and I broke windows. And I kept breaking windows. And then the fireman told me to stop because it's just feeding the fire. All I could scream about were my babies in that room.
And your friend Crystal was in the back room at that point on 911?
Yes, because I had fallen out of the window and I kept screaming for her to come to my window. I couldn't hear her. So I went and I grabbed a bunch of people from the other side of the house. I was like, "There's somebody else in here. Please help me. Please help me."
Tell me about Zachary, Brandon, and Elliot.
Brandon was the little smart little kid you could ever have. He could count to 100. He was so proud of himself. He would come home and he'd bring home his art and say, "Mommy, this art's for you." He loved going to school. He loved playing on his bike. He loved playing in dirt.
Zachary really loved the races.
Yes, Zachary. Actually, Brandon and Zachary both loved the races so much. They would hoot and holler for anything, really, when the race would go around, not even if it was a win. Zachary would just jump up and scream, "Woo!" Instead of
And Elliot was just 1 year old.
just one.
You have other children, right?
I do.
How old are they?
10, 14.
All right, we'll have more news right after this break. Please keep it here.
News 46 is brought to you by Affiliated Chiropractic and Physical Therapy, specializing in comprehensive accident rehabilitation. Our goal is to create the individual treatment plan that will restore your health and end pain. Come in for your free consultation. Call 775-727-8900.
Welcome back to News 46. Tamara Trudeau and Saida Trudeau, Chrysler, Jeep, and Dodge, are accepting clothing and monetary donations for the Broadhead family. Clothing sizes needed for the surviving family members are junior pant size 0 through 1, junior shirt sizes medium, shoe size 6.5, girls pant size 14, girls shirt size medium and large, ladies pant size 14, ladies shirt size extra large, ladies shoe size 8. All donations
can be taken to Saida Trudeau, Chrysler, Jeep, and Dodge. For more information, you can contact Tamara Trudeau at 775-727-0102. And Julie Hargis and Car Studio will be holding a fundraiser this weekend to benefit the Broadhead family. News 46 has more.
Well, down here at Car Studio in front of the Prompt Nugget, this Saturday, February 12th, from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., we're going to have a benefit car wash for the Anthony Broadhead family.
And tell me what that consists of.
We're going to ask people to come down and have their car washed and make a donation to the family. We will be donating our time and materials to do that. If someone doesn't have a car, they want to still help, they can drop off a donation. We'll be making sure that that gets to the account that's been set up. And if they'd like to come down and help wash cars, I think we're going to need a lot of help. So bring your old towels, come and dig in and help. I think it's going to be a great time for the community to be able to come out and help this family who suffered very deeply and from this tragedy. It's just it's an awful event, and it's really touched our hearts. I talked to Terry, the owner, this morning, and he said, absolutely, let's do it. So we're going to have a car club down here, so you can come down, look at some classic cars while you're down here having your car wash. Everybody wants to contribute, just looks for the signs. Danny at High Impact is printing us out some signs, so come down here, look for the signs, you'll be able to find us. I don't know what the family may need, but if somebody feels like they have something they would like to donate, if they want to drop it off here, I'll make sure the family gets it too. Anything we can do to help. This community does pull together, and that's what we want to do. We want to be part of it.
Thank you so much, Julie. And for more information, where can they call?
They can call me on my cell at 775-513-0960.
And once again, what time?
It is Saturday, February 12th, Saturday, from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And our blessings and best wishes to the Broadhead family.
Town Board Agenda Item 13D called for the approval to accept the resignation of 5 members of the Pahrump Incorporation Advisory Board. News 46 was there to see how it went.
Having worked with the people that have worked on that advisory board, these are outstanding people and they are experts in the field. So I understand their frustration, and I think I share the frustration that they have. But they are the experts, and the advisory board itself has not been disbanded. We're going to continue the advisory boards with people that doesn't have the expertise that the current people that are resigning have. So we'll have an advisory board, and these are people who are going to be advising the town board, but they're not the experts that we need.
You can't imagine how I felt when these people gave up so easily. Would I be sitting here today if I gave up so easily? Would our country have been founded? I mean, I can go on a whole big old tirade, but you understand where I'm coming from. So I'd like to make a motion to direct staff to ask these people to reconsider their resignations.
I just regret that they didn't come to a regular meeting of the advisory board and speak openly about their concerns. Without that, it's hard to address their reasons.
Yes, if I may. I really don't think it's staff's position to ask them to reconsider. I think it's the town board liaison's position to ask them to reconsider. And I'm asking the town board to amend their motion to have the town board liaison ask them to reconsider. It would be much more coming from the town board.
I think that it would be,
I kind of agree with you, the staff idea, but I still think that we need to vote on this, to say that we really, the town board to say to these people that we really would like you to come back, and so that the liaison could present that to them rather than you. Could we amend it to have us vote on encouraging them to come back and have that to give to the liaison?
Okay, motion's been restated.
Hi, Jeff Bobeck, former chairman of the Incorporation Advisory Board. It's hard to speak. People were on the board, and I never really got a feeling for who was really in favor of it and who was not. There were forces that thought our purpose was to move forward with the corporation at all costs, no matter what, to prove that it was viable, or to be a rubber stamp on a certain procedure. And there were various elements in this town that went around us. And I think a lot of the board felt that their opinions or what they came up with just wasn't desired, or that the various elements weren't even interested in what the board had to say. Their only interest in the board was if the board agreed with them, then great, they could go forward with it. If not, then we're ignored. And I think that's a big part of it. Personally, I'd like to hear from the liaison and talk with her if she's willing to talk. I'd be willing to do that.
We need to look seriously at this incorporation issue, and we need to bring the facts to the people, all of it. And I believe that a board under the auspice of the town board is going to have an easier time getting information from the state and so on than just a private little organization out there trying to get into things. So I think we need to move forward, and the past board has done a lot of work, and I don't want to see that thrown away.
Is to have the town liaison for the Incorporation Advisory Board contact the advisory board members to see if they want to send their resignations. Thank you. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0.
All right, we'll have more news right after this short break. Please keep it here.
News 46 is brought to you by Affiliated Chiropractic and Physical Therapy, specializing in comprehensive accident rehabilitation. Our goal is to create the individual treatment plan that will restore your health and end pain. Come in for your free consultation. Call 775-727-8900.
Welcome back to News 46 and more on yesterday's fire. In another News 46 exclusive, we spoke with Anthony Broadhead about the fire that claimed his 3 children's lives.
Brandon had a different father, although Anthony right here has raised him as his own. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been my son since he was 3 months old. I've been there ever since, and
you are dad.
I am daddy, and his dad gave up rights 4 years ago. Brandon and Zachary and Elliot, they were daddy's boys.
They still are. Tell me, Anthony, about how you found out about this.
I get a call from a friend down the street at 10:03 that says, I'm at work, and I get a phone call that says, your house is on fire. I hung up the phone and I ran out of work. I told my boss, I'm leaving, my house is on fire. And I ran, and I'm just glad there was no cops around. I was doing everything wrong and getting there as fast as I could. And as soon as I get there, while I'm on my way, I'm getting phone calls. I'm calling people. I was told Brandon and Elliot were in the hospital, but Zachary was missing. And all I could think of was hurry and get there and find my son. It's too late. Daddy wasn't there.
I'm so sorry.
It took a while for them to let us know that they didn't make it. They pulled us in a room, and walking to the room, I didn't even want to go in there because I knew what it was. And the doctor says, "I'm sorry, this is really hard to say." And I lost it then. To hear the doctor say, "We lost all 3 of your boys today." I can hear my family screaming and crying. I wanted to leave the room, but they wouldn't let me. My boys didn't deserve this.
And News 46 spoke with Fire Chief Scott Lewis to get an update on the investigation into the blaze.
Yes, actually the local representative from Las Vegas for the Deputy State Fire Marshal is here, as well as a representative from Carson City. The State Fire Marshal himself, Chief Wright, has been more than gracious in sending as many resources as we need to complete this investigation. The team has been assembled, and we're working diligently at the property. We've been here since the crack of dawn this morning. The property was protected all through the evening, with the fire department checking on it periodically to make sure there was no issues with any flames kicking back up or any of those issues. So we're well into the investigative phase now.
And we're going room to room right now looking for what started the fire?
Yeah, it's a very methodical process, and we take everything into consideration, and you literally go from room to room and evaluate it and determine what that physical evidence may or may not be telling you.
With a fatality and so many involved, do we do the process differently than any other structure fire?
No, I wouldn't say it's actually done differently. There's additional considerations because of the essence of this particular fire that we'll take and maybe consider a little bit more in depth in certain aspects of it, just because of we want to capture exactly what may have happened to the kids and to the adult here.
There was a firefighter injured yesterday. How's he doing?
He's doing well. He's was released last evening after evaluation, and he's resting comfortably at home. We've been in touch with him on a regular basis, and he seems to be doing very well.
And 2 Nye County Sheriff's deputies.
Yeah, it's my understanding. I spoke with the assistant sheriff, Rick Marshall, and he informed me that both had been released, and again, they're resting comfortably at home.
All right. Any other information?
No, I think that this may not be. We want to confine ourselves to in a box as far as the timeline of the investigation. Our goal is to make sure that we do everything that we need to do in order to come up with a hypothesis as to what happened, and then test that hypothesis. And that's where we are, gathering all the information and the facts, and through a collaborative effort.
So we don't know how long this will take to complete, and when do we actually get results? Right after it's completed, or a while after?
I would assume that it would probably be a little while afterwards. While we may have some immediate facts and be able to form that hypothesis or that educated guess, to really truly know, there's going to be different processes that will have to come together. It's like a large puzzle, and we're going to take those individual pieces or components and put them all together until we know exactly what happened.
Also lost in that fire were 3 family pets, 2 dogs, and 1 cat.
It's a very tragic story. And hate to move on from something like that, but let's go right now to Kay of Jackson Hewitt for your tax tip of the week.
Tax tip of the week is brought to you by Jackson Hewitt Tax Services.
Hi, it's Kay with this week's Jackson Hewitt Tax Tip. Are you retired? Do you get Social Security, and do you have some kind of a pension? You may not know, but part of your Social Security could be taxable depending on the rest of your income. If you have gambling winnings that are reportable, that could affect your Social Security. We all wish that Social Security wasn't taxable. It is not if that's all you live on, but if you have other income, your Social Security could be taxable. So make sure that you include that Social Security on your tax return when you file. It could be taxable. Thanks. This is Kay with this week's Jackson Hewitt Tax Tip.
Tax tip of the week is brought to you by Jackson Hewitt Tax Services.
All right, folks. Well, we've got a pretty good outlook here. We've had a warm week, and it looks like it's not going anywhere. It's going to stay warm, and we're going to have our hottest day of the week on Valentine's Day. Don't go anywhere. We've got your 7-day forecast right after this break.
News 46 weather is brought to you by your local dairy farmers. Dairy products are very important in maintaining a healthy body. For more information, you can visit their website at nevadadairycouncil.org.
Hey everyone, welcome back to News 46. I'm Rick Vale with your weather. Today we had a high of 60 degrees, sunny out there with winds out of the northeast at about 10 miles per hour. Our pressure holding steady, 30.26. Sunrise was at 6:37 a.m. and our record high was 81 degrees back in 1951. Looking at tonight, it's still going to be clear out there. Low of 28, still below freezing, still 5 P's of Pahrump. Pets, pools, pumps, plants, and pipes. Make sure you're taking care of them all. We are dipping below freezing. Winds out of the northeast at 6 miles per hour. Sunset was at 5:20 p.m. and our record low was 16 degrees back in 1986. Looking at our 7-day forecast, it's looking pretty good actually. 64 degrees for tomorrow's high, 34 degrees for the low. Saturday looking great for the weekend, 70 degrees for the high, 34 degrees for the low. Sunday looking even better, partly cloudy skies, 72 degrees for the high, 37 degrees for the low. Now this is where it really gets in. You Valentine's Day cuties must be really heating things up because it is going to be 73 degrees for the high on Monday, Valentine's Day, with a low of 40 degrees. Now Tuesday, we're going to have partly cloudy skies, and it's going to be a little bit windy out there. Probably about 16-mile-per-hour winds are expected, with a high of 71 and a low of 37. Not much changing in that area on Wednesday. Still windy, still about the same. This time a little bit cooler with a high of 64 and a low of 34. And finishing off our 7-day forecast is Thursday with a high of 59 and a low of 33.
Nice tie.
Thank you very much.
I like that.
Yes, I try to accessorize with things I like in this world.
All right. Well, the Salvation Army Pahrump Corps will be holding a Valentine's party and dance tomorrow night, Friday, February 11th, at the Salvation Army Manor Building, which is located at 721 South Buell Lane.
That's right. Children's, teens, and families are all invited. The Valentine's Day party and dance will kick off at 4:30 p.m. and end at 7 p.m. This is a free event. And with that said, that will do it for this edition of News 46. I'm Rick Vale.
I'm Rhonda Van Winkle.
From everyone up here on the Hill at KPVM, we wish you all a safe evening, and we will see you here again tomorrow night. Until then, good night, Pahrump.
Good night.